All right, let's just jump right into this. Welcome to this urgent explainer where we're going to sit down, desk side, to tackle the devastating 2026 student loan crisis. Now, as your financial advisor for today, my absolute top priority is to map out your survival plan. You know, the landscape of student debt has completely fractured this year, and if you aren't paying close attention right now, you might be walking straight into a massive financial trap. But hey, don't worry, we're going to break down the exact data, the risks, and the step-by-step actions you need to take to protect yourself.
2.6 million. Just let that staggeringly huge number sink in for a second. In the first quarter of 2026 alone, 2.6 million Americans had their federal student loans transferred to default. That's a massive figure, and it's compounding the 1 million defaults we already saw back in late 2025. We're looking at a literal tidal wave of financial distress, affecting millions of hardworking people who just got caught in the confusing crossfire of paused payments and crazy new regulations.
I really mean this when I say it. This explainer could save your financial life. I say that with absolute sincerity. Listen, if you're struggling, if you're actively avoiding even looking at your loans, or if you know you're already behind, please pay close attention. I'm going to show you exactly how to protect yourself before it's too late. Because when collections fully resume, the government isn't going to hold back. We need to arm you with the facts and a solid strategy right now.
Okay, let's start with Section 1, the harsh reality of what default actually means. To build our defense, we first have to understand the threat.
As your advisor, let me be crystal clear about the severe consequences of default, because the stakes are just incredibly high. Default isn't just a missed payment or some annoying little late fee. No way. It's a terrifying legal status that officially kicks in after 270 days, so about 9 months of non-payment. And here's the real kicker. Once you hit that 270-day mark, your entire loan balance becomes due immediately. You completely lose the luxury of those monthly installments. The full weight of your debt drops on your shoulders all at once.
Once you hit default, the hammer really drops. Your credit score plummets an average of 91 points practically overnight. I mean, good luck getting a mortgage, a decent car loan, or even just renting an apartment with a hit like that. But beyond your credit, the government has these extraordinary collection powers. They can garnish your wages, literally taking money straight out of your paycheck without even needing a court order. They can completely seize your federal tax refunds. They can even offset your Social Security benefits. For sure, this is hands down one of the most serious financial situations an American can be in.
Which brings us to Section 2. Are you in the crosshairs? With consequences that severe, we need to identify exactly who is falling into this trap right now.
You might think you know what a defaulted borrower looks like, but the actual data from this year might shock you. The average newly defaulted borrower isn't some 22-year-old recent grad who couldn't find a job. Actually, scratch that. It's a 39-year-old. Many of these folks were perfectly current on their loans before the pandemic payment pause began back in 2020. But after years of paused payments, they simply didn't restart. So, you're at an elevated risk right now if you haven't made a payment in over a year, if you forgot your annual income-driven repayment recertification, or, and this is super common, if you just failed to update your contact info with your loan servicer.
Now, I know all of this sounds super bleak, but I want you to take a deep breath. Section 3, your 5-step survival plan. We're pivoting right now from a terrifying reality to a structured, methodical emergency roadmap.
You absolutely have options, and we're going to walk through them together. Here's your comprehensive survival plan. Step 1, check your status today. Step 2, income-driven repayment. Step 3, the new RAP plan. Step 4, forgiveness options. And Step 5, recovering after default. Let's break down Step 1.
Step 1 requires immediate action from you. I need you to log into studentaid.gov today. Seriously, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Log in with your FSA ID, find out exactly who your current servicer is, because they've shuffled around a ton over the last few years, and check the status of every single federal loan you hold. Look for the words delinquent or default, and while you're in there, update your contact info immediately. Your email, your phone number, your mailing address. If your servicer can't reach you, they can't warn you before default happens. This takes 10 minutes tops, and it's the absolute foundation of your financial defense.
Okay, Step 2 is utilizing income-driven repayment, or IDR. If you can't afford your current student loan payment, this is literally the single most important thing you can do. These plans cap your monthly bill at a set percentage of your discretionary income. If your income is low enough, your payment could literally be $0 per month, and you'd still be considered in good standing. Now yes, interest still accrues, but you will not default. Plus, if you're currently delinquent, getting on an IDR plan immediately stops the clock before you cross that dangerous 270-day threshold. In 2026, your main options are income-based repayment, pay-as-you-earn, and the new RAP plan.
Speaking of which, step 3 is all about understanding this new RAP plan, the Repayment Assistance Plan. This is the newest federal repayment option rolled out in 2026 to mechanically replace the SAVE plan after it got struck down by the courts. The RAP plan calculates your payments strictly based on your income and your family size, with a massive focus on keeping your monthly output actually affordable.
But quick heads up, there are some pretty heavy implementation glitches being reported as of June 2026. A lot of borrowers are struggling to access RAP ahead of the July 1st changes. So here's my advice as your advisor. Do not rely solely on your loan servicer for information. Stay updated through studentaid.gov. If you run into roadblocks, document absolutely everything. Every phone call, every error screen, and file a formal complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau at consumerfinance.gov. You gotta advocate for yourself here.
All right, step 4 is exploring forgiveness options. Honestly, so many borrowers qualify for relief they never even knew existed. Like public service loan forgiveness gives you tax-free forgiveness after 10 years at a government agency or a qualifying nonprofit. There's teacher loan forgiveness, offering up to $17,500 after 5 years of service. Total and permanent disability offers a full, complete discharge, and IDR forgiveness wipes the slate clean after 20 to 25 years of income-driven payments. Please jump on studentaid.gov and check your eligibility for these. Don't leave this money on the table.
Step 5 is specifically for those of you who have already crossed into default. Do not panic. There are 2 official ways to recover. On one side, we have loan rehabilitation. This takes making 9 consecutive, on-time payments over 10 months, and hey, these payments can be negotiated as low as $5 in some cases. The huge win here is that once you finish, the default is entirely wiped from your credit report. On the other side is loan consolidation. This combines your defaulted loans into a brand new direct consolidation loan. It's way faster than waiting 10 months, but the default mark stays on your credit report for 7 long years. So use rehabilitation if you want to protect your credit and you have the time. Use consolidation if you're facing immediate wage garnishment and need to stop it urgently. Now, let's move right into Section 4, protecting your credit score. Beyond the mechanics of the loans themselves, we absolutely must safeguard your credit profile.
The transition over the last year has been notoriously messy, and inaccurate reporting is just rampant right now. So here's exactly how you protect your credit. First, pull your free credit reports from all 3 bureaus at annualcreditreport.com. Comb through them and look closely for any student loan-related negative marks. Because of the super confusing 2025 collections transition, tons of borrowers had incorrect marks added to their files. If you spot an error, dispute it aggressively and directly with Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. People are successfully getting these removed. Finally, set up free credit monitoring through services like Credit Karma or Experian, so you get an instant alert if any new negative data pops up.
Okay, let's pull this all together into a cohesive strategy you can execute starting right now. Here's your exact emergency action plan, built into a timeline. Today, you log in, check studentaid.gov, and update your contact info. This week, you apply for an IDR plan if you can't afford your payments, and you research those forgiveness programs. This month, if you are in default, you initiate the rehabilitation process and you dispute any of those credit errors. And going forward, set up autopay. Not only does it make sure you never miss a payment, but it actually grants you an automatic 0.25% interest rate reduction. It's a win-win. The 2.6 million Americans who defaulted in early 2026 mostly had options. They just simply never used them. But now, you know yours. Default is like a giant puzzle. It's completely solvable if you act methodically, and most importantly, if you act right now. So I want you to drop a comment below and tell me honestly, what is your situation right now? Are you current, delinquent, or in default? Seriously, don't be ashamed of where you're at. Identifying the problem is the very first step to executing the survival plan. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. But I want you to ask yourself this one final question as you log off today. Will you let a broken bureaucratic system dictate your financial future, or will you take back control of your wealth starting right now? The choice and the power is entirely yours.